good. What's up? It's Kelsey and I'm back for another video.
Hi Millie, huh?
Millie's just hanging out with me right here. A little off camera, but she's here. So today I'm going to talk about something that I've been getting a lot of requests about. A lot of people have been asking me about how to handle anxiety. Huh, Millie? Anxiety. That's a thing. I know this is a real problem for a lot of people, including myself, and so I want to talk about that and maybe help you understand some ways to cope with your anxiety. But before I do that, we got to do our 2-comment shout out. Right, Millie? 2-comment shout out. 2-comment shout out. 2-comment shout out. The first shout out goes to
Bella Mac.
Woohoo! Thank you. Your comments mean a lot, and I really mean that. I'm not just saying it. I read every single comment, and comments like this just seriously make my day, so thank you. The second shout out goes to
Elijah Schmidt.
Also, thank you. I genuinely appreciate the time that you took to leave a comment. So thank you very much. I appreciate it. Don't forget, I give 2 shout outs in every single video. So if you want to win a shout out, leave a comment below. In fact, leave lots of comments below because the more you comment, the better chance you have of getting selected because I do it randomly. Moving on to the video. So anxiety, what is it? Why do we have anxiety? I actually don't know, but let me look up a quote by a smart person that will make me feel like I know. Oh, this is a good one. This is Soren Kierkegaard. It says, anxiety is the dizziness of freedom. Whoa. I don't even know if I totally understand that, to be honest, but it sounds good, so yeah, we'll go with that. But basically, anxiety is not fun, and I know that because I struggle with it too. The weird thing about anxiety is that like it just creeps up on you in the most random of moments, and you don't really even know like why you're feeling anxious. People will ask me sometimes
Like, well, why? Why do you feel anxious? Why do you have anxiety?
and you literally like don't know. It just sometimes it's like source rooted in something, but other times it's not. So the main ways that I try to handle my anxiety is first, I do try to determine the root of the problem. Anxiety just happens, but usually it is related to something that you're experiencing, something you're nervous about, something that's coming up, something that happened. It's usually rooted in something, and so I'll kind of try to like dissect it. I feel like it's like my body's subconscious reaction. So I'll try to dissect what's going on, why I feel anxious, and try to put it back to the root. And usually if I can figure out what the root of the problem is, that actually helps a lot. Honestly, my #1 tip is to just distract yourself. I feel like the more time we spend focusing on our anxiety, the more that it just like eats us up inside and we can't think about anything else. So the more that you can separate yourself, separate your mind, think about something else, it really helps a lot. Some of my favorite ways to do that are by playing with my dogs, or going on a walk, or exercising, or listening to music, or watching a movie. Movies are really great because they allow you to like think about somebody else's story for a while. You don't have to think about your own for so long. And they kind of take you out of the moment and put you someplace else for a little bit, which is always really helpful when you're dealing with anxiety. The other thing I'll do is I'll focus a lot on breathing, like breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Because what happens for me, I have stress-induced asthma. So anytime I'm stressed out or feeling anxious, I actually can't breathe. Like my breath gets really tight in my chest and it's like really hard for me to breathe. Yoga is an awesome solution for anxiety. Yoga helps you feel so grounded and so present, and it's truly like amazing because it just allows you to connect with your body and your mind and your soul in such this like synergistic, holistic way. And so yoga has helped a lot too when I feel anxious. Also, I'm not gonna lie, like something that helps me a lot is my pets. Like literally, Millie and Shotzi and Zoe have really helped a lot. Millie helps me feel loved, which sounds dumb, but sometimes anxiety comes from like a lack of love, right? And a lack of feeling like people care about you. But when you have a dog that just like loves you and thinks the world of you and always wants your attention, it really helps a lot. I know a lot of people who struggle with anxiety or depression, whatever, will get an emotional support animal, and I actually don't think that's a bad idea. My dogs have brought me a lot of comfort in moments when I've needed it. Shotzi's been there for me since I was younger, but Millie has been there for me in the more recent last 6 months when I've really needed a friend and some support. So she has really been there for me and caused me a lot of peace and comfort. So thanks, Millie. Thanks, little bug. She doesn't even know. Just look. Look, Millie, look at the camera. Look. Look at the camera. Another great thing to do is to write. I like to write music when I'm having anxiety, or write in my journal, because it helps me process the feelings that I'm having and understand them. I talked earlier about finding the root of the problem, and a lot of the time that comes from dissecting it through journal writing or through songwriting or something like that. and that makes a huge difference as well. So with the whole like dissecting it and figuring out the root of the problem, another thing that really helps is to make a plan. Figuring out, how do I avoid this kind of thing? Whatever caused this feeling, whatever caused this feeling of anxiety, what steps can I take to make sure that this doesn't necessarily happen again? If you're noticing something happening repeatedly or something that's a trigger, then do what you can, take the steps that you can to try to avoid that situation and make a plan that will help you stay out of it. A lot of times anxiety comes from a doubt or a fear, and so our words are really powerful and our mind is really powerful. So when we think positively and we say positive things to ourselves, we can sometimes counteract those anxious thoughts with a positive thought and a positive statement. I'm a huge believer in positive affirmations. I have a video about that, about the law of attraction, saying things that you want, bringing the things that you want into your life. And I believe that you can combat anxiety a lot with that as well, just by thinking really positively when you start to feel anxious and saying things in a positive way. Something else that helps is getting connected with friends. Call a friend, text a friend, make plans, go get ice cream, do something to take your mind off of it, and be connected to another human being. You can also go take a nap. Sometimes that's a great way to combat anxiety, is just to sleep it off. I've done that before too. And I think in those moments it's really important to just treat yourself a little bit and let yourself take a break. The last thing I would say is that if you really are struggling with anxiety repeatedly, it might be time to seek help from a therapist. And I want you to know there is nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with getting help. There's nothing wrong with acknowledging that you need help. It's totally okay. I've done it before, and I think it's a great option for when you're struggling and you can't solve your problems on your own. Again, I want you to know that doesn't make you weak at all. These people are licensed therapists, they're trained professionally, they're there to help you, that's their job. And it's completely healthy for you to seek and recognize that you need help. My mom's a therapist, so we talk about therapy and mental health a lot in my home, and I feel like it's a very normal, natural, okay thing. In case you haven't had that kind of exposure to mental health, I want you to know that it's absolutely okay. Getting help is okay, and it's nothing to be ashamed of. One other tip, as much as possible, just try to let it go. I know it's easier said than done to let go of something that's causing you anxiety, but if you can, let it go. Stop thinking about it, stop caring about it, and see if you can be more powerful than the anxiety. Well, I hope you found this helpful, sis. If you did, please leave a comment and let me know how you cope with anxiety. These are just my tips and advice for combating anxiety, but I'm sure you have some great strategies as well. So if you have some favorite ways of combating anxiety, please leave a comment and let everybody else in the comments know, and I'll read it too, because I would love to know. If you're new to my channel, please hit subscribe and ring the bell. I make advice videos for you, and I would love to see you back here as often as you want to be. Thanks so much for hanging out with me, and I'll be back with another video. Love you, sis. Bye.